Hi guys, Big Bang Biker here. Today I'm riding the 2017 NS200 and I have Pranav and Kiran with me here. This is Kiran's bike and it has finished the first service. So till now from my house to this nice road I was riding Pranav's bike to get a perspective as to what is the main difference between this and that bike. One of the things that is introduced right now is the auto headlamp on feature, where you do not have a switch to turn the headlamp on. It will be switched on all the time. The bike feels a little heavier. This is up by 3 or 4 kgs I guess, and that is actually evident because till now when I was riding this bike it was really feeling light, but now it feels a little different. The front brakes are a little soft when compared to the older NS. On that the bite was really evident and it used to work in one flick, but in this one it feels a little soft and you have to grab a handful, like the case of Mojo or even in the case of FC25. The bike sounds much more smoother than the previous NS. There is vibes only after 8000 or 9000 RPM. Usually you won't be there in that range anyway. But right now, if I see here, the throttle is very light and it can be operated very easily. This is certainly the most refined Bajaj I have ridden so far. This is much more refined than the Dominar and it is much more refined than the older NS. There is very little vibration at the foot pegs or at the handlebar. Wow, they have worked their magic with this, man. Already this bike was one of their best. Now they have made it even better. So as you saw there, the bike was doing 100 kilometers per hour in no time, and I was in third gear or something, and I could easily swiftly go through. This is one of the best pulsars, man. The feeling of riding an NS is very nice. You can really play around with this bike, and the sound is very sweet and very smooth. Wow. Since this is a proper naked bike, there is wind blast, and since you are sitting more upright and actually a little higher when compared to other bikes, you feel the wind blast right from the stomach till the top. So there is a lot of wind resistance for sure, and if you get a proper windshield for this, certainly you can tuck down under it like you do it in AH200 and you can ride faster. This bike has more bhp when compared to RTR 200 and FC25, but the torque is a little less and the weight feels a little more on this, and so you can just rely on the top speed of the bike. You have to keep it above 5000 or 6000 RPM all the time for you to enjoy this properly. As you saw there, if you keep the bike above 6,000, 7,000 RPM, it jets through, and it went to 130 kilometers in no time. But from 130 kilometers to 140 kilometers, it took some time because it's totally naked in the front, man. You cannot really complain. But wow, the top end is much better than that of FZ25 and RTR 200. But the FZ25 will certainly be much better when it comes to the low end torque. Damn, this is good. It's really smooth. I was doing what 142, 143 kilometers per hour. Trust me, the foot pegs were not vibrating at all. It's very nice. And this has got one of the best turning radius, dude. As you can see over here, it can easily, you know, go in city traffic at 5,000 RPM. I'm in 6th gear, and at 4,000 RPM it's doing 60 kilometers per hour, and there is no vibration at all. There is no vibration. The foot pegs, they certainly are well damped and well connected to the bike, and so you're not getting any, you know, horrific vibration from it. See that? So the braking is also good. Upshift and downshift both were pretty smooth. The only thing is the clutch is hard, but trust me, the gearbox is very smooth, and the rear brake is also, it's soft and it doesn't jam as such. Only when you are shifting near 8,000 to 10,000 RPM, there is a slight buzz near the seat, but that's okay. The seat is a little hard actually. I guess you have to go and get a foam on it. The front suspension is a little soft, while the rear suspension is on the firmer side. And I was going at around 140 kilometers per hour or something. When the road was really bumpy over there, the bike did jump a little. That's because of the firm suspension. So let me properly show you the turning radius over here. I'll go as tight as possible. See this? This is just half the road. That's very nice, man. This is really one of the best 200s, I'll tell you. As you see, even he was doing a top speed test over here, and he could manage a top speed of around 143 kilometers per hour. The same with this. The thing is, it is a little more vibey in the higher ranges when compared to this. That is it. And because of the higher weight on this bike, which is considerably seen, you know, that can be really felt on this bike. It makes the bike a little more stable when compared to that. Now I'll be actually riding that bike from here to the other point to actually feel the proper difference. The thing is, now they have given this cowl which makes sure to protect the under part of the engine properly. To be really honest, the older NS, which is from 2014, seems to have a, you know, even more smoother and softer gearbox when compared to the new one. But while downshifting, the newer NS certainly has an upper hand, and it is much more smoother. The throttle action on this is pretty hard, but the throttle action on the newer NS is very smooth and very light. You know, you wouldn't even know that you are, you know, twisting the throttle, but on this one you can feel it. It's a little heavy. And as I was saying, the braking on the older NS, as you can see here, see this? See the bite on this bike, it's totally different when compared to that. Okay, so the other major difference is that, you know, the newer NS will get you MRF Nilo Grip Zapper, and the older ones used to get Euro Grip. So the MRF certainly have a little more grip compared to the Euro Grip. So that is one of the other big change. Okay, so last time many of my subscribers asked me as to, you know, what would be the service cost and everything. And so for this it would be around 2,000 rupees or 2,500 rupees maximum. And the service interval is around 4,000 kilometers to 5,000 kilometers. It depends on you as to how you ride. But yeah, my friend is like, okay, so my friend is saying that the Bajaj service is okay-ish. It's not one of the best or anything. But instead of using the Bajaj oil, if you use Motul, it will be much better. Even though there is too much wind blast or anything on this bike, cruising at around 110 kilometers per hour is piece of cake for it. It's absolutely smooth, man. I certainly want to say that, you know, you really have to ride a Bajaj bike in PS4 compliance and understand what I'm saying. It's so smooth. Wow. So this is what most of the people in India expected from Bajaj. Not only a value for money product, rather you know, they also wanted refinement, and I suppose certainly it's being delivered this time. So let me ride this bike in the city as well for you guys and show you how it is. The problem is, even though this bike is having MRF tires, you don't certainly feel so confident in the, you know, the corners. You really have to get adjusted to the bike. I felt like it wiggled a little, probably because I'm used to a better tire. You suddenly feel that the torque is certainly less when you come inside the city as well, because on the highways there is no actually a point where you can refer to and say, okay, I'm actually going faster than others, or I'm actually going fast. But as soon as you enter the city and when you try to throttle out, the bike certainly takes some time, you know, because it has to reach at least 6,000 RPM for it to get complete power. Now I'm riding in proper Bangalore city condition where you know, the roads are bad and all these things. Let's see how it performs here. Since the turning radius is so good, the filtering or lane splitting on this bike is very easy, man. And as I was saying, it certainly feels heavier than the previous NS, but it certainly isn't heavy as such, you know. It's not a heavy bike, it's easily maneuverable, and the balance is very good on this bike. So while riding in this terrible traffic, let's see if the engine heats up or something. Yeah, so I asked my friend who has been using NS for a while now, in the sense 2 to 3 years. They are saying that, you know, the mileage will be around 30 to 35 depending on how you ride. The horn is funny, man. Right now, since I've been riding in this traffic for nearly 10-15 minutes now, there is a little heat that can be felt near the legs, lower part of the legs. At the end, I just want to say that, you know, since I'm 6 foot tall, I'm still finding enough room on this bike to sit comfortably without, you know, I don't feel like I'm cramping or anything over here. I have enough room to sit, and even if I'm tucking down, I can move a little back and tuck down easily when going on a highway. So with that, I would want to end the 200NS 2017 version vlog. I hope you liked this video where it was really compared with the previous bike, and I hope you have got enough information. Bye bye.